Yo, what is going on, everyone? So, did Tesla just sell 10% of Bitcoin? And did Elon Musk sell his Bitcoin? What was the reason for that? Well, I'll dive into some Bitcoin news for today, and we'll just take a look at the overall market, see what's going on. So, let's take a look right now. Bitcoin 54.9K right now. ETH actually up quite a bit, 2.6K. Then we got the rest of the cryptocurrencies up here. And we can see Dogecoin still in the top 10 at 27 cents. Cannot believe that. But so far, overall market seems fairly steady. Not too much has been going on, but we can go over here, look at the Bitcoin charts right now. And looks like we have pretty much touched the 50 MA on the 1-day charts. And at first we were trading below the 50 MA. RSI was clearly towards the oversold territory. Now we have this massive green candlestick and another one forming here on the 1 day. So right now Bitcoin's pretty much 54.9K. And I would like to see us break back above the 50 MA, and then we can test back on our highs again at the 64 plus K range. But I'm not going to look at too much at the actual price in this charts. But let's actually just look at some news in this video. And remember, this video is for entertainment purposes only. This is not financial advice. Be sure to do your research before making any investment. But here is the big news that a lot of people were talking about. And pretty much everyone's saying Elon Musk sold, but based off the articles I've seen, Elon Musk apparently kept his own personal holdings, but Tesla, his company that he created, sold their Bitcoin or a percentage of it to prove liquidity as a cash alternative. And here, let's go ahead and deep dive into more details regarding this article. And pretty much they stated that Tesla sold 10% of his Bitcoin holdings to demonstrate the token's liquidity, while adding that he retained his personal investments in the cryptocurrency. So in case you guys weren't familiar, Tesla bought a lot of Bitcoin a few months ago, and pretty much seems like they sold, and you can see they bought more than a billion plus in this stating article. And based off this, apparently they've generated 101 million in income from the sale. So to my knowledge, I believe they bought in at a much lower price than I think today or whenever they did sell. So they've already were making more profits. And I've seen articles before stating how technically Tesla made more money than with Bitcoin than actual Tesla. Let me bring up an article just to confirm that. So if you want to make a quick Google search, you can check like Tesla made more money from Bitcoin selling cars. There was an article made about this a few months back, and now you can see pretty much all of this stuff. So based off of these other resources, it seems like that they've pretty much made more than 100 plus mil. Even in this article, Tesla reveals 101 mil Bitcoin profits, and they still hold 1.3, it should be billion, I believe 1.3 mil. I don't know, we'll have to double check those articles, but for the most part, pretty much they've made a lot of profit off of just literally holding Bitcoin as a company, which again, that further encourages people to show them that, hey, crypto isn't just this like hype scam. This is much bigger than Elon Musk just buying a bunch of Bitcoin making money. That's the completely, I'd say, opposite look of what people should look at it. Look at it more as like, hey, this is starting to actually change the way companies are looking at cryptocurrencies. And obviously you can see some more details in regards of like Bitcoin. And pretty much I think that's a huge factor because I want to share some of my opinions on this. But a lot of people were saying how Bitcoin, it's not really good for use cases. And then pretty much Elon shows, hey, look, we literally bought Bitcoin, we liquidated it, we sold it, we made a lot of profits, and now we can have that on our balance sheet. So that's something I want to make a little quick article on that, but definitely let me know what you think about Elon Musk selling it. Do you think that was a smart move, or do you think there's another thing behind the scenes that he did to make some profits? Let me know what you think on that. But let me show you something else that's even more interesting. And this is again based with Bitcoin, showcasing that the crypto future, I'm pretty sure it's here. Regardless if Bitcoin were to crash back to like 20 or 10K in the short time, I'm seeing this trend already. And before in 2017, not many people they didn't really notice it. They kind of just saw it on TV or whatever. Their friends were talking about Bitcoin. And that was back when it 20K. But now it feels the markets, just the overall view of cryptocurrencies has definitely drastically changed. And people are starting to see like this is going to be a big deal. And we could even see people putting their pretty much, how you say, money where their mouth is, kind of in this quote. But this one basically is Kansas City Chiefs Sean Culkin becomes the first NFL player to convert his entire salary to Bitcoin. So that's a big, big deal because one is these players, these athletes, they get paid a big chunk of cash, right, to play sports. And for someone to put pretty much their entire income on supposedly a super risky speculative cryptocurrency, aka Bitcoin, means that he could literally go, if Bitcoin were to crash to, pennies, or, a huge percentage, like 50 to 75, if not more percent, then he's technically making nothing. Like his entire income basically just evaporates in seconds. So it seems like these ball players, I even seen other athletes, not just in like NFL, but in other sports that were accepting cryptocurrencies or doing stuff with payments in cryptocurrencies. So I think this is something that people need to keep their eye on because they don't really see it. They might think, oh, it's going up, everyone's making money, but they don't see like the trend. The real people who have a big chunk of change, they're all starting to get access to that pie. So I can see, I'll show you guys some details on this article, but pretty much they said here that apparently his pay would be 920K, and then they convert that into Bitcoin. So in that, let's just basically round that up to like a million divided about, it's about, he has like a little under 20 Bitcoin, give or take, right? So 50K times 20, pretty much a mil. So he's gonna get a little under, say 20 Bitcoin, give or take, depending on when the price is at, right? So at that point, there was a guy too back in 2000. I forgot exactly what year. I think it was 18 or 17. One of those years, he was a family man who pretty much sold everything and converted it to Bitcoin. Like sold all of his belongings, everything, and bought Bitcoin. And now that person was extremely happy they did that because now they're doing quite well. So in this case, let's just say this person even shows it too. He's like, hey, look, I'm trying to prove that this is I believe in this. I'm not just doing this for fun. This is legitimately, he's saying, I'm putting everything into Bitcoin because if Bitcoin fails, he basically doesn't get paid, and that's a big chunk. This isn't like someone's job where they make a few dollars like a typical salary and then they rely on that. This person, I'm assuming, probably has a certain setup where he has a certain amount of expenses per month, and that if Bitcoin were to fail, that's probably not going to be good for him because he's going to have to downgrade his lifestyle, right? So again, I don't know this person's lifestyle in general, but just know like if Bitcoin were to go south, he loses big time, right? This isn't like I'm not sure of his personal life and stuff, but he's basically risking his huge salary, almost $1 million, just because of something that he believes in. So I think that's a big, big deal to see like big players now, guys making a lot more money, starting this trend. And eventually if this were to catch on and pretty much everybody now, imagine you get a job and then you say instead of getting paid in USD, you can accept Bitcoin, right? I've seen companies that have done that, but those are like 1%ers. I'm talking just in general. Imagine you go work at literally anywhere, minimum wage, McDonald's, or whatever place, the mall, and they pay you in Bitcoin. Like imagine that. Because if Bitcoin right now, let's say they get in at this 50 plus K, and let's just say he got 20 Bitcoin, just to make numbers even. If it were just to double, he just literally made 2 million instead of 1. And that would take him pretty much for his setup a year to do. And then that basically just doubled his income just like that. And the craziest part too is it's not like it's cash where it's just sitting in the bank. It's literally growing and growing. So if Bitcoin were to continue to grow, then in a year, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 years, if Bitcoin reaches 200 plus whatever number it reaches, his current salary that he got paid first off like 5 years back has pretty much, let's just say, hypothetically at 5x, right? So even for someone who, let's say you work a normal job, right? Most of the time people, they just leave their cash in their bank that does nothing. 5 years later, that cash disappeared. You spent all of it, right? Here, if you don't need to spend all your cash, you just 5x, 2x, 3x, whatever x, assuming the crypto market continues to rise and obviously Bitcoin price increases. So that's something I'd say short term, people might not get it, but I can see the trends now, what people are doing, and that's definitely big things that are coming up in the crypto space, at least I think. So we'll definitely have to wait and see if these people are right or if the crypto market was all what they thought were and it goes back to zero. We'll have to wait and see, guys. But until then, be sure to smash the like button for more updates on the market. Hit the subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.